We are going to Stacy in Lytton, Utah. Stacy, you're on Heart of the Matter.
Hello?
Hello, Stacy.
Hi. Who's it?
This is Shawn.
Hi. Sorry, you're talking to Sarah right now, it looks like. But I'm not gonna get to talk to you anyways. But anyways, I was going to ask you, okay, you know what you were saying about, the Mormons, they say if you pray about it, you'll find out if this is true or not. Well,
Yeah.
I've prayed, I cannot even tell you how many times, and I've just not received it. I don't know if it's because I have true Christian background and I actually read my Bible or what, but I just have never got that. So you kind of answered my question for me right there.
Oh, good.
But at the same time, there's a lot of other things. Like I have 2 children that are being raised LDS, and it's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
It's very heartbreaking. What can I do? I mean...
Well, you know, you do what Jesus would have done, and I'm sure you are, Stacy, and that's you just love your children, and you don't cram Christianity down their throat. You talk to them if they have questions, but you don't want to become, you know, the opposite, because it's just going to create a big battle. So you just love them.
And it has. I mean, my mother was LDS, my father Lutheran, and all my life this has been a battle. I mean, at the time of birth, I was, you know, from the time before I was even 1 year old, I was blessed a Mormon, and I'm baptized a baby, and so I have all this commotion within my own self. I mean, honestly, if I were LDS, I would have committed suicide a long time ago, because we cannot be perfect. And
someone just clapped.
I mean, how does that make you feel to know on a daily basis you're not perfect?
Yeah.
I mean, no matter what I do, I'm never going to be good enough to, you know what I'm saying? And in their eyes, that's not Christ's way.
Yeah, and you know, there are some Christian churches who do the same thing to people. Like you're never good enough, you know, you can never be good enough in those religious circles too. It's not just Mormonism. So it's what it is, it's legalism. And that is not what Jesus came to do. He came to save us in our sin and then to help us progress out of our sin because we know of his love and power. So I understand what you're... What's that?
Do you think maybe organized religion altogether is just kind of a crock in itself? I mean, maybe people should be more into what's going on with the Bible than what's going on in an organized religion setting. I mean...
Well, you just threw me up on my soapbox, Stacy. See, here's the problem, and this is what's happened. You see, you have at one time little house churches where the people were teaching the Word of God and they were happy with that. Well, somebody in some of those house churches was a really good teacher. And so that house started getting crowded. And so they said, well, hey, we need to get a bigger place. Let's get a building. So they buy a building and it's big, and that one teacher is really popular, so more come to it, and then they say, wow, he starts thinking, I'm really something. So then they start saying, hey, everybody start paying more money, and then let's get a big cathedral. That's really beautiful, because that will honor God more. Well, it also is honoring the guy who's teaching. And then pretty soon it becomes what we call religion. And then everything starts revolving around rules and appearances and how we're doing, instead of just this book. So I am on the soapbox with you. And I think that what's happened is churches, I'm on the soapbox. Churches don't teach the Bible anymore, because what it does is it cleans out the people who come, because they're not being entertained, and because they're not getting their ears itched, and because they're not being told they're okay. They're being told they're sinners if they're being taught the Bible. So pastors start saying, well, I'm not going to teach this anymore. I want to fill the church. We got to pay the bills. And so it's a nightmare.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. You're right on.
Thank you.
One last thing I wanted to ask you. Okay, what is the first commandment? Isn't it about God? There's only one God, right? So have no other gods before me. Isn't that the first commandment?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is my last question for you. And by the way, I love you. I just want to tell you that. You're wonderful. But the last question for you is, if we're only supposed to have one God, how could any religion believe that when we die and we leave this place, that we could become, that we're going to, you know how it goes in that religion, how you're going to become a God yourself and make it to the celestial glory and all the...
Plays to the pride, plays to our ego, plays to who we are as men and women. Nothing better than think you're going to be a God, you know?
Right, absolutely, huh? I guess.
Thanks.
That'd be pretty sick, actually.
Yeah.
Would you really want to be God? Would you want to?
I know, especially with my wardrobe. I'd show up and everyone would laugh at me.
Anyways, I like what you wear, and have a good day.
Thanks, Stacy. Take care. God bless. Bye-bye.